Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am here on the show, to talk about my first of two baseball games here. Tonight, the Philadelphia Phillies and Chicago Cubs game one of a three-game series. I believe these two teams are playing next week as well, so next two baseball series I'll be covering outside of the Dodgers will be these two teams. Phillies ended up winning 13-7. It really wasn't that close. Like, despite the final score being 13-7, it wasn't really that close. It was like 13-2 or something like that. It was 13-2. And Seth Johnson gave up 5 runs. Felt they left him in a bit too long to give up 5 runs, but it wasn't really that close. The Phillies scored in 6 of the first 7 innings tonight. They ended up with 15 hits, 13 runs. They made 3 errors in this one, but Kyle Schwarber hit 2 homers in this game. He went 2 for 3. He walked and hit the 2 homers. It was hit by a pitch, so kind of been struggling a little bit at the start of the season, so good to see Kyle Schwarber back on track. Hit 2 homers tonight. Crushed 2 homers. And now his 5th homer of the season. He's reached base in 14 straight games. So, he hasn't been hitting. He's at least been getting on base. And this was the first time the Phillies had scored runs in consecutive innings since April 3rd against the Rockies. Odalis Garcia snapped 0 for 13 streak with a single to load the bases in the 5th, and Alec Bohm snapped 0 for 17 with a hit in the 3rd. So they've had some guys with long hitless streaks like Odalis Garcia. Alec Bohm have been struggling, but they were able to get on base multiple times tonight. Alec Bohm didn't get on base multiple times, but he drove in 2 runs in this one. He's been good with runners in scoring position this season. He just hasn't been hitting overall. But definitely some good positives. Odalis Garcia gets 2 hits tonight. Schwarber hits 2 homers. Romito gets 3 hits, drives in 3 runs. Marsh, who continues to hit so far this season, had a 3-hit game. Just waiting for the top of that order to turn it around fully. Because they have some guys hitting, Romito hit tonight. Bohm drove in 2 runs. Marsh has been probably their most impressive player so far. Christopher Sanchez, he gave that 2-run homer, but Swanson. Other than that, he was pretty damn good. Went 6 innings, only gave up 2 runs, struck out 8, 2.01 ERA. Christopher Sanchez is a dog, man. Yeah, Philly's offense was really damn impressive tonight. They scored 9 runs against Javier Assad. More like Javier Ass. That's the most runs they scored against a Cubs pitcher since, since 2013, I actually read that stat. But yeah, they absolutely dominated this game. They got 1 run in the first, and the Cubs had a bases loaded situation, and they couldn't score there. I think there was 1 out. It was either 1 or 2 outs. Couldn't score there. Phillies didn't get another run. Then Schwarber hits a 2-run homer in the 3rd. They get the 2-run shot in the 4th, but after that, Phillies then broke it open. It's 4-2, but they scored 5 in the 5th, and then 3 in the 6th to really break this game open. So yeah, the Cubs, man, both these teams kind of been off to this point. Phillies are 8-8, Cubs are 7-9, but it's early in the season. But Javier Assad was absolute garbage tonight. Guy was a batting practice out there. Definitely a statement made by the Phillies tonight, but man, the Cubs. The Cubs are definitely not looking good so far. Yeah, but the Phillies, we'll see if this can build some momentum for their offense, because their offense at points has not been good. Against the Giants, they went 20 straight innings without a run or something, so we'll see if this game can maybe turn their offense around. Maybe. For the Cubs, man, oh boy. Pete Crow got that contract extension, right? I know we're only, how many games in? So about I'd say like 15, 16 games in the season. Pete Crow got that big contract. He ain't looking worth it right now, man. He's hitting 203 or whatever. No, he's 239 on base, 266 slugging. Like, he just looks terrible to play. He looks terrible every time he steps into the box. I don't know, man. PCA looks terrible. And the Cubs just look awful in general offensively. Like, Bregman's only hitting 215, Suzuki's only hitting 214, Happ 211. And I know, and I get it, we're only a few weeks in the season, these guys can turn around, but these are guys at your top of the lineup that you really need to hit. Like, if these guys aren't hitting, especially Bregman, then who you signed to a big contract, you need these guys to hit. Like, Carson Kelly's hitting, Bastero, Swanson, he may hit that 2-run homer, but he hasn't, the past few seasons, he hasn't done much. Matt Shaw's only hitting 205, so they need some guys in this offense to turn it around. And I'm sure they'll get hot at some point. But how do the Cubs fix this? Because they look terrible right now. 7-9. Most of their players in the offense have looked brutal. I feel like you need to manufacture runs. Develop the small ball skills. Because it feels like they're just trying to hit a lot of homers. You need to start spending money on talent. The bullpen isn't that good. The starting pitching. They need to pitch better and find consistency in the lineup. They can't execute basic fundamentals. Just need to sign better hitting and pitchers. Like, they have Chote Managa. Do they still have Matthew Boyd? Matthew Boyd? Do they still have him? But they need guys to turn around. Like, I don't know if Javier Assad, I don't know if he can be a starter for this team. PCA, besides a hot start, I think it was last year, he's really been mediocre throughout his MLB career so far. Ian Happ hasn't been great this year. The Cubs have definitely underperforming so far. PCA has not done well since last year. The bats woke up too late for pitching deficiencies, but even then, that was because the Phillies put in like a 16 ERA pitcher. Or whatever. I just don't know if this team's going to go anywhere. I felt they should have taken out a solid earlier than they did. Pete can't hit off lefties, and they should have took out a solid sooner. Just left him out there to die and give up 9 runs. My lord. Shaping up to be a forgettable season for the Cubs, but yeah, 13-7's your final score. Phillies get a run there in the first. Cubs leave the bases loaded. Phillies get another one in the second. They get 2 in the third. Then Chicago gets 2 in the fourth on a 2-run homer, which will be it until the 5th. And the Phillies broke it open in the 5th and 6th with 8 combined runs. They got 1 more in the 7th. Cubs scored 5 runs in the 8th, but they ended up being it. 13-7 your final score. Phillies improved to 8-8, 5-5 at home. They had 15 hits. 13 runs, 3 errors, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 9 in the fourth, 5 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh, 9 in the eighth. Turner 1 for 4. These bitch love Sosa 1 for 1. Schwarber 2 for 3, 3 RBIs, 2 homers and a walk. Harper 1 for 3 and a walk, 2 runs. Kemp 0 for 0 and a walk. Garcia 2 for 4 and an RBI. Dylan Moore 0 for 1. March 3 for 4, 2 RBIs and a walk. Bone 1 for 4, 2 RBIs. Stott 1 for 4, an RBI and a walk. Real Muto 3 for 5, 3 RBIs when Crawford was 0 for 5. Christopher Sanchez 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. Seth Johnson 1.2 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Orion Kirkering 1.1 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. For the Cubs, 7-9, 3-4 on the road. They had 11 hits, 7 runs, 1 error. 9 in the first, 9 in the second, 9 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 9 in the fifth, 9 in the sixth, 9 in the seventh, 5 in the eighth, and 9 in the ninth. Horner 0 for 3, Kingery 0 for 2, Bregman 1 for 4 and a walk, Suzuki 1 for 4 and RBI and a walk, Happ 2 for 5, Kelly 1 for 2 and a walk, Ballesteros 2 for 2 and an RBI, Swanson 1 for 3, a walk, 2 RBIs and a homer, Conforto 0 for 1, Amaya 2 for 4, Pete Crow shit strong 1 for 5 and an RBI, Matt Shaw 0 for 3 and a walk. a solid 4.1 innings, 11 hits, 9 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Jacob Webb, 0.2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. And Charlie Barnes, 3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. In the first, Schwarber homers. In the second, Realmuto singles. In the third, Schwarber homers again. In the fourth, Swanson homers. In the fifth, Marsh doubles, Bone sac fly, a Stott single, a Realmuto single. In the sixth, a Garcia double, a Bone ground out, and a Realmuto single. In the seventh, Marsh reached on infield single. So the bitch loves Sosa scores after the throwing error. In the eighth, Balestero singles, Pete Crow singles, Amaya scored on air, Suzuki singles, and 13-7 is your final score. Cubs end up taking game 1 of this series. We'll go over the pitching matchup for game 2 for tomorrow of this series. I believe it's Colin Ray and somebody. I think it's Colin Ray for tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it'll be Colin Ray against Aaron Nola, the pitching matchup for tomorrow for Game 2. Game 2 of 3 between these teams. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say here for this video. So, leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Till next time, out a lot. Peace.